that's just not me. There's two things about passion. Number one, you can't fake it, and number two, you can't hide it. So I am not at all nervous today. I'm just excited to share with you because this is what my future is. Oddly enough, this is kind of a strange place to start, but this is where I started. It's a little tiny pond in Wheaton, Illinois, where my cousin put a pair of skates on me and pushed me out on the ice. From that point on, I was in love with skating. I was in love with hockey. I played hockey through high school, came to the University of Iowa. There was nothing for me to do there for hockey. However, got married, had some kids. In 2000, the ice arena opened up here in town, and I knew immediately I had to get my kids involved. So, of course, I got my kids involved. Also was on the youth hockey board, was in charge of retention and recruitment and retention, as well as fundraising. But additionally, that's right, I was pushed by a friend to join a hockey team. My friend Donna, who recently passed away last year from cancer, started at Pink Ladies, which was a team that was for cancer survivors. We played in the adult league here in town as well as in cancer tournaments in Minnesota. Played with the adult league for a while, but like happens in life, other things get in the way for children. And then I didn't have time to play hockey anymore. About 2 or 3 years ago, they eliminated the position of the hockey director, and the adult program unfortunately started to go in a downward spiral. At that point, I was pushed by my friends to start Corridor Hockey Association. It is a not-for-profit organization that manages all aspects of the adult league. We do all the finances, we hire all the referees, all the scorekeepers, we make sure that there's goalies at every game, so we rented the ice and everything else associated with that. When we took over in November 2014, we had 160 players. This past January, we had 392. That's some pretty good growth. Because of that, VenueWorks actually contracted out to us to do all hockey programs at the ice arena, which we now manage. In fall of this year, we will start managing the adult league in the Coral Ridge Mall. And we've been brought in as consultants for the hockey programming at the new arena to open in Coralville in 2018, as well as to overhaul hockey in the Iowa Winter Games. The question was, though, really, were we doing a good job? And so the Cedar Rapids Ice Arena actually put out a survey last month. We all met all of the user groups, speed skating, curling, figure skating, hockey, and we all got together and said, are we doing a good job? And unfortunately, the results came back, not so much. 3 of the things that were a big problem: there's no place to buy gear for ice sports. There is very few people who can do a good job sharpening skates, and there's no staff to assist with repairs. And it was at this point I said, there's got to be something more I can do. And that's when the idea of Flex Hockey came in. It's actually Flex Ice Sports, but I wanted to put that little hockey stick in there because I like it. In any case, the biggest question was, why can we not buy gear anywhere? Where do people go to buy gear? Well, they drive to Des Moines. It's the only hockey shop in the entire state of Iowa, 2 hours from here. Do people go? Yes. They plan their weekends around it, to drive to Iowa, to drive to JT Slapshots and buy their hockey gear. Where else do they go? They drive to Minnesota or Chicago, or they buy it online. Now that's if you're a hockey player, because you're lucky. If you're a speed skater, if you're a curler, or if you're a figure skater, there's no outlets for you to buy anything in the state of Iowa. So you're forced to go online. What is our competition? Well, obviously it's some online people. I have my hockey stuff up, Hockey Giant and Hockey Monkey. These are 2 big companies. They have a huge inventory. They can offer great prices. Here's what they can't offer. When you are in the middle of a tournament and your stick breaks and you need a hockey stick in an hour, you can't get one. What about Shields and Dicks? It's fantastic as long as you want some pretty low-end entry-level equipment. The same is true with Play It Again Sports. They do have used equipment like skates, which they sell about 800 pair a year. The rest of their stuff is new, but again, it's entry-level merchandise. Our customers have 400 adult skaters here in Cedar Rapids, the 200 youth hockey players, over 100 curlers, 50 plus figure skaters, and the 30 plus speed skaters. In total, about 800 people in our area, but when you include Waterloo, Dubuque, and Iowa City, all within a 1-hour range, over 2,500 customers. They don't just want stuff, they want service. The first thing they wanted was a skate sharpener, which we actually have already purchased. Why? Because it's A, portable, and B, it guarantees a perfect sharpening every single time. It's used by a lot of collegiate teams on the East Coast. And as I said, it's due for delivery June 1st, and they're counting down the days. The other thing that they wanted was a SaniSport ozone sanitizer. They actually have one of these up in Waterloo. I have 40% of my players who have driven on one or more occasion all the way to Waterloo to sanitize their gear. 12 minutes in an ozone atmosphere will take all of the bacteria and all the odors out of your gear. But it's not just hockey gear. It's things like football gear and also things like, I know that there's fire departments that use it, police departments that use it, so you can use it for a variety of things. And it would be the only one outside of Waterloo in the state. There's really 3 phases to this process. The first one would be meeting the needs of my customers right now. Skate sharpening and sanitizing, as well as supporting equipment, things like mouth guards, things like sticks, things like that people need and people break, tape, etc. And also gently used gear. Phase 2 expands the accessories, including clothing and also high-end gear, also inline skate sales, and we would add some additional services like heat pressing to make jerseys. But the really exciting part, and the part I want to talk about, is phase 3, which is really community involvement. We would add rentals, which would allow inline skaters to use the skate park that we have, as well as the trail that goes, that starts in Soho Park. During the winter, we could rent out cross-country skis and let people do that in through the park. We would sponsor events, much like Corridor Hockey sponsors events right now, hockey tournaments, curling events, and try-it days for different sports. And this is in Bryant Park, my very favorite place on earth. My daughter does a lot of stage things in New York, so we're there very often, and we always take our skates with us because it's that half an hour a day of skating that really makes us feel part of that community. And that's what we want to share here. We're a great fit for this community because, if you look at the Nubo Bike Cooperative, the Goldfinch Cyclery, and also the Edge-A-Skate, we all promote healthy outdoor activities for every season. We do continue to bring national events in, figure skating in 2014, curling in 2015, and roller hockey just this past weekend, which brought in 1,000 skaters from across the states and 6,000 people to spend money in our hotels, our restaurants, and preferably a skate shop. Local events, we have youth tournaments, friendlies, high school hockey, training camps. One of the head referee for the state actually lives in Ely, so he does referee training here. We're doing goalie clinics this summer, figure skating events, Cedar Spiel, which if you've never been to one, is a weekend-long picnic where they play curling the whole weekend, and the Iowa Games. And we need a home. So this is what we have. We're looking for a physical location. We'll need materials to customize the space, signage, and the startup essentials.